So, shortly about exploring for those who just want to know shortly. I was talking about different things, technical and all that. Shortly to say, I was in New York in 1991, and then I was walking in Manhattan, like some lower Manhattan. I don't remember the street. It was going from north to south. I would say probably like more south than Central Park. So like if you go from Central Park to Financial District, there are streets in New York. Normally some streets north to south and some east to west, but they do have crossing street from like diagonal, it's like you can go from west side to east side, not like east to west road, but like certain road like that, from upper left to lower right, like that. So anyway, I was walking on just north to south street, and I've seen AOL minivan. They were running some kind of cables. At that time, AOL was like, to me, what some call client server, or client server. Normally it's if it's inside of the building, that would be client server, but if it's outside, it's called Star Network. To me, that was like Star Network, but shorter distance Star Network. Now I did ask some questions, because the minivan guy, he had some stuff inside, outside, and I don't know why I was asking, because in Ukraine I had a chance to learn about wireless or just, certain things. And I did know about radio or stuff like that. I was soldering, trying to make my own amplifier, or like for the guitar, what they call pedals or effects. I was trying to make my own, just for fun, I guess. So I did know about electronics and some networks and stuff like that. And I did talk to AOL on the street, to the guy on the street, and what they do. And he did tell me some things. And then later, from what I knew, actually, AOL, that was mostly for business people, for like business hours. And when I moved to Minneapolis, from New York, I moved to Minneapolis. I took a Greyhound bus with Olga. She was from Ukraine. I got married in Ukraine, my first marriage. So with Olga, I was going on a bus to Minneapolis. We chose Minneapolis based on some books, good for work, whatever, cost of living. So anyway, actually that was cold place. My actually second choice was Colorado. I had to go to Colorado. Minneapolis for me was too cold. Yeah, cost of living maybe okay, work pay okay, but it's a second state for cold. After Alaska, Minnesota is second one. So that was too cold for me. It's too much snow, and the snow stays, and the temperature is super low. But anyway, I was living in the house for a few months, didn't work, nothing. Some people gave us house, and I had to look after church, vacuum, take care of garden, trees, move grass or whatever. And because of the work I did for the church, I could stay in the house. So I did stay in the house, and I was waiting for my certain. I did have Social Security, but I had to apply. I had to wait for certain immigration stuff, and then I got my work, whatever, all papers, whatever. But anyway, when I had nothing to do, I was sitting and thinking about my own system, software, whatever. I came to exploring software networks, using different logics and different, things in mind. I had to be different. I did understand. I didn't know about legal side. I have to be different, and I was asking different questions, different people, and I did come to my own exploring. And I was asking Olga, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? But I did not give her an opportunity to make the software decision or anything for exploring, because we were, at the point of getting divorced, really. During the New York time and beginning Minneapolis, our relationship was not great, and too many complaints, too much of arguments, and basically I was thinking, I'm probably gonna get divorced. I did not like her to even participate into development, because I don't want to take a responsibility of having two people on legal paperwork. So if I ask you a question, I did only ask you, what do you think, what do you think, what do you think, just for purpose to know. It's like, in this case, it is my intellectual property, but she say yes or no, okay or not. But it's not her intellectual property. I would need to sign all the papers, or talking to university, I would need to talk. And I did think maybe she will change to something better, but she didn't change to anything better. So we got divorced, and she go overseas, and she knew German. She was interpreter for some kind of German people before marriage. So she went to Ukraine, I guess Russia, Germany, God knows where. And she did talk about my system, and they put up papers because I'm divorced, and for her to get the money and talk, she found she needs to be a wife, but she's not a wife. But that's the only way. So she decided to go with that fake, fraudulent way, look like she's a wife and she can talk and sign or whatever. So that's how that exploring started. That's shortly now later we started to implement. So that's what people have, basically legal use, legal copying. It was not like evolution of internet. Evolution of internet means some internet people continue to work, and it was like evolution. So whatever I came to, it's kind of, they would come to that. Or evolution of web. It's not evolution of web. Web people didn't come to that. So what happened, like I said, I came to that, and my ex-wife kept talking, and I guess some politician decided to jump in and keep asking Jew for some reasons. Not only Jew, but I see a lot of Jew, but they're illegal. Those who ask Jews, they're illegal. They're not legal. First of all, it's not their stuff, And second thing, wife is allowing, which is not wife, she's divorced, and she made up fake papers. So all that is not for finance or banks. She probably keep crying different nonsense. She's retarded, you know. If you tell her something, she will not listen. She will do in a stupid way. At the end, I know she will be arrested or already arrested and get a prison sentence. Like suppose this is a building, right? If there is a title belonging to person, don't make fake papers. That person is giving you that building or this or that. Suppose this building, suppose the husband had this building, right? He got divorced, but wife making papers. Oh, we're married, he like us to transfer the title. That's what Olga is doing. She's playing wife to get the money for my stuff. But it goes to trading, finance, banks, advertising and stuff like that. All that is fraud, you know. She is, like I said, if she's not arrested, she'll be arrested. I think she's arrested already. With her way, especially that big, that's the way to prison. It's because of all those 35,000 businesses lost money or whatever happens. All that had fraud and forgery, believe me. All those 30,000 businesses that had fraud and forgery. I never did allow it, so bogus. Whoever was telling them to do again and again, play around. Then another part which is strange, lawyers were approving pretty much the same. They just changed the name and the same. Because probably they were using fake papers. I allow, so if I allow, they just made based on no difference pretty much. Based on I allow, but it's fraud and forgery. So basically all the 30,000 businesses, most of them were based on fraud and forgery, then couldn't make money. They made a big game out of it. So this is political. I'm telling you, this politicians decided to make money by they are not supposed to even touch it because legally it's corruption. It is corruption. It's not normal. Because for politician, you go to political school for political stuff. This is personal project. This is not a federal project. You're not supposed to participate in those personal projects unless you get rights, you have this, that, and purchase franchise or whatever. They didn't. They just used. And surprisingly, my ex-wife, those fake papers are going through, and they were going through. I think there is some abuse of power too. It's all bullshit, I'm telling you. The real ratings of that is way lower than people think. Because those like Google or what they call big tech, they're not big tech, they're big lying, fooling companies. Big illegal criminal companies. They're in illegal use and unjust enrichment. I'm telling you, they're in illegal use and unjust enrichment. You invite them to schools. Like I've seen my school say, oh, Google is like innovative. Most of what you see is not Google's, and they never had team. They because I know my thinking. I was trying to be different to AOL. That's my thinking. Why you implement it? Because some fake papers. That's what you're gonna tell the teachers, right? They're not supposed to even offer even one share. Their brain is completely stupid. They follow some retarded, some kind of logics, copycatting or stupid logics. They're not supposed to offer that. Like that Brino page. Did you come to this, yes or no? No. Why do you offer this? They won. Who won? Some kind of guy came. Who cares? Is that his development, yes or no? No. We have paper. What paper? From who? From him? Yes. No. It's not from him. I'm telling you, I was here. What paper say I'm there? So that's fake paper made up overseas. Look like I'm allowed. I'm living here with a different lady. I have sex with different lady. I don't have sex with Olga. And I had many other things with a different lady, American lady. You know? So, and in certain things with American lady, I had way different than Olga. I have certain things going because of American lady, but with Olga I never had it. So, between Olga, between American lady, I was reading certain books for personal, I guess, relationship or sexual, whatever, conduct or whatever. So with American lady, I started to live in a different way of life, personal life. Not like Olga, she doesn't even know what's my life really about. I was not exactly the same. What they call it, he's in the bed or she's in the bed like that. No. With Olga, I was one kind, with American lady, different kind, because between I was reading some books, certain literature book. I don't know, for some reason I just want to change my life because with Olga was a stupid decision. I want to change it from life, and I want to have personal life different. And I was concerned with American, I guess, personal, sexual, whatever education. And I was concerned with European. I was reading some books here and there. So I did change. So even if she was playing wife, my life was completely different. Different lady and different certain conduct. And whatever they put up there, it's all fake stuff, you know. And all those Google papers, all the whole Silicon Valley papers are saying I was allowed overseas where I never was. I never was there. I decided to stay because one American guy told me just stay. Why you need to go? I thought to go, but I gave up. I said, you know what? I'm not going because that guy. Oh, there's nothing there. Okay, so I didn't go. I didn't go. And then if I didn't go, then what? The Silicon Valley have papers. Look like I'm allowed there. How, like finance company take the papers. He's alone there, right? Yeah. He's not there. So that's his first stop. So it's questionable if he's not there, but papers say he's allowed there. It means it's not his papers. Somebody made papers, right? So that's fraud and forgery, right? And we need to finance your projects around the United States, around the world. And you have fraud and forgery, we need to finance all it, huh? Your expansion. They're in illegal use with expansion. That's what it is. Just check. It's Silicon Valley company. They're saying I was overseas. I never was there. You see? So, and those 30,000 businesses that lost money, most likely they had the same papers. I was there overseas. I never was there. I was here. So they were making pretty much copies based on me allowing overseas, where in reality I did not allow anything. It was made up. It's based on fraud and forgery. You know, see what I mean? So now, who's taking responsibility? I think attorneys are liable. You need to, or whoever had to check, they had to check better. Why do you say he's overseas if he's here? And they approved everything, and then the investors or whoever had businesses, they lost money, and then we're not responsible, but you approved it. Well, Well, you had to check. Then American checking the system, I can tell you, don't even think they're competent or up to right level. That American checking system, they allows you some kind of smacks. I'm telling you, they allows you smacks. They say they're playing like professional investigators or professional some kind of fuckers, you know? They're not professional some kind of fuckers. They're like some kind of fucking lousy fucker, you know, sleepy shit, you know? We allow them to manage. Well, what's your management, you fucking dumbass? Why don't you quit your job and go and do some other shit? Go and do some other shit and stop fucking with people because of your... Because when you have stupid brain like this, lousy fucking brain allowing some kind of assholes to manage because of your personal bug, they're fucking these people and they're screwing everybody. And what people are getting some lemons all the time because of your fucking ass getting few dollars from them. What the fuck? Yeah, those kind of people should be kicked out. You know, I'm telling you. They want to get money for lousy shit. And everybody is losing, including me. Who's getting money? Some crooks with fake paper. Or those, some kind of parties. They never got rights. That's their management, American management. Lousy shit management, lousy ass management. That explosion is a personal project. It was not belonging to German communists or anyone. It's a personal project. Because every time Olga say something, that's a personal project. Because it was not on the land of German government. It was on the land of the house. It was in the house or on the land of the house. So that's, I guess, shortly. I started, came to my exploring. But in my case, basically got stolen and used illegally. I did not get the money. Like in some cases, performers or some people are getting money. In my case, I didn't get the money. And I'm not joking. If I want big money, I'm not joking. I'm not really joking. That's what I want. If I tell you shut down, that's what I mean, shut down. Because what people have, what people explore, it's illegal. They got from me and they implement it like stupid. Because ex-wife wanted to make money and, you know, because she wanted to make money, she keep telling all kind of stories and they implement it. And those like Facebook, they were listening to them. They're not supposed to even touch smallest part, but they were listening like stupid and running to investors. It's up to me to run to investors, not up to you. That's approved. Jewish, they cannot manage. And they have brain, socialistic, many of them have socialistic brain. They believe in some kind of authority, government authority will do things for them. That's true. They believe in authority. From what I see, they believe too much in authority. Government authority. Politicians came and talk about mine, and Jews believe everything is correct. Oh yeah. But you don't see the person. Why don't you ask for the person? They don't. That's their money. Yeah, I know some maybe Jewish people will not like the idea of me talking. Look like Jewish have socialistic brain. But the truth is, many of Jewish people here, because they don't really like the Jerusalem and all that. And I know, like Eastern Ukraine, there are too much of They're giving too much of authority to government. It's too much. I think that bent, when the people give too much authority to government, it makes socialistic. Well, some believe it's good. The thing is, there is no motivation. If you give everybody things to do, then you should not use your brain, basically. You need to use your brain, come on. But what happens, like in Europe, suppose they have like, you know, boat shows, you know, that French Riviera kind of people, even rich people come there. Now suppose they will ask Jewish people to talk about innovation or what they have. Suppose Mark Zuckerberg, okay, and Google, because well, they both use mine, I know. It's not their brain. Because I came to that in 92. In 91, I've seen AOL exploring, and I came to mine in 92. And I know they use mine. So suppose rich people in Europe, not only like French Riviera, but like England, Belgium, Spain, Italy, so Switzerland. Now, okay, Mark Zuckerberg and what's his name? Page, Brin, they're all Jewish, you see? Now, in Microsoft too, you can take Microsoft, Balmer or something like that. So, okay, explain, how did you come to that exploring and all that? And why it looks similar? You see, they have no explanation. Or somebody told us it's internet. Okay, who told you it is internet? Did you talk to internet people, yes or no? Like, they were in internet, like evolution of internet, they were in internet, and they came from internet. Did you see people like that, yes or no? The answer is no. I know my stuff. The answer is no, unless it's some kind of fraud. They are fooling. They came to that, but they never did. So, okay, first of all, if they say internet in Russian army, all that exploring, my exploring is for people from home, and army is not supposed to even do anything for civil people. They're not supposed to make army projects for civil people like that. They're not supposed to work on people for outside. They are only supposed to work on army projects. If this say started in Russian army doesn't change. It's the same rules. It's like if something is made in United States Army, it's only for the army. They don't work on civil projects for people to explore shopping or dating or whatever, hotels. They don't work in general. They don't have projects like that. And nobody's financing projects like that, because it's normally financed by federal, some kind of organizations. They're not gonna finance non-army project for army, you see. So, but anyway, suppose okay, Jewish people in Europe. Okay, tell us, how did you come to all this? They have no explanation. The only explanation they can have, oh, some politicians told us. You see, they're giving too much authority to those politicians. Or like a communist party, German communist party. That's what it is, German communist party. Deutsche, whatever they have. You know, so I don't speak German, but I know only a few words German. So, but anyway, they give too much authority. Are you trying to say that party had a head person or people working on that project? Do you want to say that? Yes or no? No? Oh yes, yes. Okay, who? They never saw them. I can tell you, they never saw those people, because I know I came to this. They never came to me. It means they never saw that guy. Because if something, it should come back to me, but it didn't, because I know what I came to. So now, okay. But you give authority to that party or politicians. Look like everything is fine. What's fine? Where is the person? Why they manage? First of all, why do they manage? Do you know the trading rule in the United States? They should be on the company list. Okay, it should be innovation, whatever, or working between organizations. Why do you give that authority to non-company people, politicians, authority to do something, and they come to trading? You're not supposed to trade it. Whatever Jewish have, they're not supposed to trade it. Believe me, because if they did not have their team, if something they got from politicians, it has signature look like my signature. That's fake signature. That's fraud and forgery. Now, even if it would be real signature, I know there is no real signature. I know what I was signing. I don't do drugs, so I know what I'm signing. So, anyway, I didn't sign anything, right? And then what? So they have bogus paper. Okay. Now, even if they have paper, why don't you ask for a person? Why they always pass some kind of documents look like no person? Okay, how about telephone? Everybody has telephone and everybody has cell phone. What if normally for many things you need to have cell phone and telephone for banking, for whatever, just for reference. You need at least one, sometimes two telephones. Emails, whatever right now. So and they every time look like me no telephone. Approve me no telephone. When I got divorced in '93, I got my own telephone in '93, stationary line, stationary phone. I had it. I had even special offers, I think from Sprint or whoever. Some kind of, I got cards, even international calls for free 7 minutes. So now I have that, right? Telephone, everything. Okay, what Jewish have? Some ladies allowing for me, basically, fraud forgery, look like me. I have telephone, which is for records, normal records of lawyers, attorneys. Telephone. She's telling I have no telephone. That's fraud. I have telephone. You can check. You can ask FBI. They will find my telephone, stationary line. In '93, I moved out of Bloomington, and I got apartment. I was sharing with one guy, American guy, 2-bedroom apartment. So one bedroom belongs to him, another bedroom to me, and kitchen we share, living room we share. His name Todd, T-O-D, and it was right next to Mazda dealership, like a small Mazda dealership. Freeway is not that close. From Bloomington to that place is just 10 minutes drive. You don't need a freeway really. You can just drive like on the street. So I have telephone, everything. They have approved everything for trading for the whole world. Look like me no telephone. I had telephone. I had telephone '93, and then I got together with an American lady. I had telephone here and there. I had telephones, and every time they approved no telephone. That's already fraud. And then another fraud, I was there, so I'm allowed. That's another fraud. So now, what those politicians have, basically fraud and forgery. Now, what's Jewish management? Well, why don't you ask more questions? Why don't you are using his intellectual property, like in case of biotech, you need to deal with a particular company. Why give authority to politicians every time? What politicians have to do? Politicians have really nothing to do with trading. I can tell you shortly. Politicians in general, they have nothing to do with trading, because politicians normally they have certain issues in dealing with federal intellectual property. Anything federal cannot be traded. As a general rule, anything federal cannot be traded. And politicians are dealing with federal intellectual property. Now, if you give authority to politicians, my software, all the shopping or whatever, social network, that's not federal intellectual property. You need to be smart enough to identify what can be federal, what can be non-federal. I can tell there is no U.S. government organizations have or had project of my way of e-commerce, which is like Amazon, eBay, which is my shopping way, my network configuration and system, all that. And the way I put things, they never did. They don't have shopping at all because they're federal intellectual property in general. They're dealing with federal intellectual property, which is no shopping. If they buy shopping, if they do shopping, if they buy something, many times they buy like from suppliers. Yeah, they do, but it's not really their federal kind of stuff in general. So now you give authority to Jews, give authority to some kind of politician. Keep listening to them. Now you have rich people, suppose in Europe, asking you questions, and every time you have no answer, you need to pretty much turn your eyes to politicians every time. And then what? What do they have? They don't have anything. They have fake papers of my ex-wife. Now, even if they have fake papers of my ex-wife, that's personal intellectual property, it's not federal. They keep stepping into personal intellectual property. No matter, even if you have papers, it's still personal intellectual property. Even if she's making up like, I allow something, I do this, that's still it's still personal intellectual property. It's not federal intellectual property. Because you don't have any proof. I was working in Germany, the Deutschland, whatever, department where my social network was developed. I had to be on government land, government building floor to do any projects so that you can talk for me. And you have to pay me money for that. So suppose if I would be working inside of German government, certain buildings, suppose I have buildings, one of them like dealing with networks, whatever. Okay, if I would be working inside, if they would pay me money for working there, they could use and talk and go and talk. But I was never working there. They're not supposed to go and talk about my stuff. I don't know who is approving them. Those who approve, they either corrupt or don't know something. You cannot approve politicians. They never had that project. They're in violation, basically. It's not their project. They have signature from ex-wife, but you don't have signature of any authority telling I was working inside of German government. If I wasn't working inside of German government, you're not supposed to even consider those politicians talking, because legally you need to separate federal intellectual property and people's normal intellectual property. If it's federal, if it's personal. If it's personal, federal have to pay money to that personal guy. That's how it's done in America. Because legally you need to show where it was, but you cannot show where it was because it was in my house. It was not inside of government in Germany. So you cannot talk because it was not inside of German government. You cannot talk in the United States. You cannot. If you are federal, you cannot talk about his personal project because it's federal. But he was not a part of federal development. So the government cannot talk because he was not part of federal development, so they cannot talk for that. They can only talk for what is federal. But my house where I was living was belonging to a church. And I did not work for government. I did not work at all. So they cannot say, oh, it's okay. He did allow us. How I did allow them? I was in the United States. I don't even speak German. I did not see them, and they're saying I did allow. That's fraud. I never did allow them. I've never seen. I do not know even one name or one face. They're telling I allow them to manage. I never did allow. It's a fraudulent paper. I do allow Germans to manage. It's a fraudulent paper. For me to allow, I need to see them, have agreements, contracts, whatever. And the only place it could be, it should be in United States, because I was in United States. But my crooked ex-wife decided to play a game, and they made a, first of all, like I said, fake paper. She is married, and second thing, I allow. It's double fraud, double forgery. If I sign there, it's forgery too. I never signed. I allow them. So basically, they're going to Jewish people with those fraud and forgery, maybe multiple, maybe even more than that. And then Jewish, oh, they're authority. Not authority, they're subject for probable arrest. But because Jew put too much weight into that authority, they have big chance to be arrested too, because they're in illegal use and fraud. Because normally, for investors, you need to tell your ideas. You don't need to tell those political repeaters' ideas. About what a Jew was doing, they were showing my ideas, not their ideas. For them to be, they need to be substantially different. They were not. They were implementing mine. And some kind of guy was telling them, it's okay, whatever, wife, whatever. Basically, they were in illegal use until today. And all that money they've made, it's basically by illegal use. I'm telling you, it's all money. Facebook, Google, Yahoo, eBay, Amazon, they've made money by illegal use, by violating intellectual property and laws, and by fake papers. They attain somehow copyright. They're not supposed to copyright. Copyright is only for the guy who came to that, substantially different. Like in my case, if I was starting from scratch, I was observing AOL, so I'm substantially different to AOL of 91. So I came to those decisions. That's my decisions. Because they don't exist. They can be called as innovation. But what they did, they used mine, and they're trading. They're in violation. They don't have person. If they will say they came to that from scratch, that would be fraud. They would be arrested for fraud. That's not Mark Zuckerberg's social network, and it's not Bezos shopping. Believe me, they would be in fraud. They would have fraud charges. They never had team. Amazon never had team for that. And believe me, because I know mine. That even the shopping, that Amazon warehouse is not even his idea. So software and the network, everything, it's not web. It's a big lie. It's not web. Web people never came to it. I came to that. There is no web guy came to it. They're playing the game. So basically Bezos, he's a criminal. Bezos is criminal. I'm really surprised he's walking there on the carpet. He should be arrested. Bezos should be arrested for all this. That's a big fraud. He's making money by fraud and forgery and by big fooling. And Jewish people, the same. They're a bunch of people who will not answer the right questions to investors. They put big weight into politicians with fake papers, and they're offering. But basically, they're all in illegal business. Politicians are in illegal business, and their companies with Jewish people are in illegal business. So Jewish people might don't like it, but it's what it is. They believe too much into government, but the government never came to that. It's not their stuff. They didn't buy it. Basically, government fool them. Or I don't know what they told them. So they basically tell them, all okay, all fine, use it. Who told you that? Some lady, probably, ex-wife. But she's not the owner. No, but she cannot talk. But she's wife. She's not wife. It's fraud. She's not wife. She couldn't talk. So basically, they had a lot of stuff made based on fraud, and then copyrights. How do you copyright? Or because he's allowed again paper. You see, they never ask for a person. So basically, all that, a lot of Jewish management, they probably don't ask enough questions. So those politicians are happy. They believe in that political crooked authority is ultimate, and they go with it. You see? But it's illegal. All those Jewish companies, including Facebook, they're illegal companies. Facebook, in fact, can be arrested. Mark Zuckerberg and that lady, finance, they can be arrested. I'm not joking. Because, how do you say it? Like in case of Biden, you don't have politicians and you don't put authority in politicians spying on some kind of new stuff and telling you and you making. As soon as you start to do that, that politician running will be arrested and you will be arrested for illegal use. That's how it works. I don't know what you have brain in. And he's fooling. Every time he's fooling, look like it's his. It's not his social network. For him to have no social network, he should be substantially different to me. He is not. They attain all that by illegal ways. I'm serious. It's illegal. All that, how they got it, it's illegal way. And if somebody asks me to go to this school, I will tell them straight. All those companies are criminals. They're trying to use mine, attach old name, and at the end, basically they want to print its internet. It's not the internet. It is, you use mine, it's mine. You want internet, then go to internet. I don't want internet. You see? They're retarded. All those people, they're retarded. Whoever is offering that, they have completely no knowledge of trading, nothing. What they offer, I'm telling you, what they offer to investors is completely a scam. Mark Zuckerberg never had that social network development, no people, nothing. He cannot target this school or any innovation place. Because before, like in 91, it did not exist, right? Somebody should come to it, right, but they never did. I came to that, and they were using illegally with fake papers, look like I allow or I'm okay. And then they go to investors, like suppose in Europe, rich people, they don't disclose, they stay in the shade. They always stay in the shade, and Europeans don't have a chance to ask. And so, because Europeans don't have a chance to ask, they do not ask, but somehow by tricks, they're putting them for trading. They're not supposed to be for trading. Believe me. Facebook, Google, Amazon, eBay, Yahoo should not be for trading. Because all they can say, somebody came, it means not you, right? Or you want to say you came from scratch. That will be fraud. You never came from scratch. They told you, right? But they're not on the company's list, right? That's trading violation. Already. Now, how legal they are? Who told you? Oh, like I said, guy is allowed, but he's not there. That's fraud and forgery. So all they tell basically based on fraud and forgery. So the more you dig, more you'll see they're not qualified for trading. They're not. They're trying to trade someone's stuff. That's not yours. You cannot trade it, believe me. You cannot trade Facebook. Facebook is actually in trading violation. Now, there are different guys like Trump or anyone else. They decided to make my social network as a model to play around and to trade. Look like it becomes automatically to play around for them. It's not to play around, no. How about I make Mercedes and everybody make Mercedes and play around Mercedes and offer to the whole planet? How about this? Why not? What's so damn special about you? Why not? Oh, excuse me, you were working hard on something. Yeah, you gentleman was working hard on something. Okay, I'll do that for the whole planet to play around. Let them play around. For you to have this. Have this. Enjoy. That's what you do. Then you have your brain and develop something substantially different and offer. Don't offer mine. Offer you, not mine.